All right. Welcome back. IggyThaMan, episode 19. Took a little time off, a little 2 weeks just to reset. Got some family time. Family's what's most important. Then remember, key to happiness, family, friends, community, and culture. You know, you got to use culture to create your community and your society. So today's episode is going to be about common sense. Something that a lot of people seem to be lacking. We're getting a little bit better, I think, seeing behind the curtains as we've been seeing in this troublesome times. But, you know, remember, common sense is something that's supposed to keep you safe. The reason that you have common sense is because it's a defense mechanism. Benji, look up the definition of common sense. If there's like one or two, whatever the use cases are. You know, like always, we try to start from the very, very beginnings when it comes to our topics. Try to give you a little definition of what it means, and then I try to stay true to its definition because language is important, and it's not just what you say, but how you say it. Go ahead, Benji.
Common sense is the shared practical judgment and basic knowledge that allows people to navigate daily life safely and reasonably.
That's right. This is why I love numbers, because numbers don't lie. Only people manipulate the numbers to make it fit their narrative. But, you know, but again, who knows what's what? Now, you know, with all the news that we're having, anything is possible as long as you believe hard enough. Remember, manifest it. So, Benji, go ahead and pull up the script real quick. We have a really good show today. Like always, we're going to do some review clips, talk a little bit about it. So like always, we're going to have a nice, very high energy, chaotic clip. This one is really close to us here in Austin. I know sometimes we have altercations. This is an altercation, but it just highlights a big problem that a lot of big cities have, which is homelessness. It's a very complicated issue. There's no golden solution to it. Everybody talks about housing. Let's be honest, a lot of these homeless don't want housing. They just want a place that they can party at. They don't want to be told what to do, okay? But when it comes to drug addiction and it comes to mental health, especially if it's the veterans that are in most need of, it's not an easy issue. You got to deal like the emotional trauma so then you can cope with everything else in between. But, you know, we try to have a compassionate heart, but just because you have compassion doesn't mean you have to be ignorant about all the ramifications that come with your decisions that you make out of compassion. So we're going to roll the first clip. ATX homeless man throws rocks at car. This is from ATX Underground Official. You got this. There you go. You could go back to it if you want. Yeah, everything's added. Look. And every time he throws, he added the sound of like a car getting other sound stuff. Look at this guy. One. He hits like 3 cars. It's wild.
I like how it has this secession.
Yeah, 2 cars. And look how many rocks on the bottom he's thrown already, bro.
Do you remember the guy years ago that
No, the kids. There were kids.
There was a guy though, because I remember it was in the news. And guess how they caught him?
How?
He said that he saw the person who did it and called the police and told them about it. And then they started following him around and realized that it was him.
Yeah, when that's a serious crime. The police are going to be like, if you're a witness, like, we're going to make sure you didn't have anything to do with it.
Somebody was injured in that other incident. I don't know if anybody.
And we had those young teenagers that were acting up, just being teenagers. I don't know where. I never thought like that when I was a teenager. But, you know, these new Gen Zers, when they were growing up, they're wild. I should know that from experience.
Yeah, it was crazy when that guy was in the news doing.
So, yeah, these kids threw a rock, and it went through a lady's sunroof and, like, killed her. And, of course.
Very serious.
Yeah, and, of course, after it happened, the kids came clean because they were like, yo, we're not.
Yeah, we're not going to carry that to our grave. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think all of them, I'm pretty sure all of them caught some degree of charge. I think the one that actually threw the rock got the most, but yeah, it was pretty sad.
It's like you remember the Macaulay Culkin movie with Elijah Wood, The Good Son? Did you ever watch that?
No, what is it?
It was that's what 2 little kids they throw a fake body over
Oh,
the bridge, and
a fake body though. Like,
Yeah.
we got to see that movie.
it's a good movie. It was right after Home
Sarah,
Alone.
you ever seen that movie?
It was big when I was like
What was it called? Was it
The
titled
Good Son.
The Good Son? We got to watch that movie.
It is a
Sarah.
great movie, and Elijah Wood is the good son, and Macaulay Culkin is.
I like Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, I guess he's like always the what is it?
Wholesome. He was a hobbit.
Hobbit. He's always going to be the Hobbit for most people.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I mean,
And it was after he had just Elijah Wood had just done Huckleberry Finn, and Macaulay Culkin had just done Home Alone, so they were like super big.
I'm over here.
And it was a good movie though. It was scary.
This is my mug, you guys. Hey, I'm trying to get some of these mugs. Trying to get some of these mugs done. With have a nice day. We'll see. Put a shop up soon. Something to think about the future. I always think about the future. But yeah, come on, guys. Like, the homeless problem is a moral problem because we basically would have to, on voluntary commitment, these people to have them treated for long enough to deal with the problems. And then there's also maintenance afterward. And if they don't, a lot of these homeless have burned all their bridges. So you can think about that complexity. It's like somebody that's already do you some wrong, and then, they're asking you for one last chance to help them. And again, just because you have empathy, be logical, have common sense and be like, what is your risk tolerance to deal with these people? Benji and I have dealt with our fair share of unstable people with substance abuse. And I don't know. I think Fear and Loathing does a great quote. You could always turn your back on a drunk, but never turn your back on a drug.
It's a great quote.
I think he said something like that. I'm pretty sure it's like exactly that.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah. Great movie to watch too. If you're like,
Yeah,
it's a great movie. That's got classic forever. Gen Zers, shout out.
it's a good one to see.
Sarah, you ever seen that?
You'd like it.
Fear and Loathing.
It's Johnny Depp.
Oh, we'll watch it.
It's
we'll watch
great.
it sometime.
Yeah, it's really good.
So I don't know. I hope you guys understand how complex this is, but all it takes is for that homeless dude to hit the wrong car, and that's an overpass. Somebody will quickly go drive right around to go find out who threw that rock, but these people can't see. I hope they caught that guy. So, I don't know. Not into the next one. What's the script? Just got to scroll down on the right. There you go. Like a flash flood right now.
Yeah, totally.
And this is like the Wemo just can't handle the light flooding. That's very light. But it's just having it's having a moment. Technology is not perfect. Guys, you should never think technology is like going to be the answer, especially now with AI. And as soon as AI hits, it's going to be really scary because you're going to have.
You can't depend on it, because what that car basically did was, it's probably most people shouldn't go through that puddle, but we're human beings. We're just like, no, we'll just go through it.
Because we can do it because humans are the best and our brains are the best computers they are.
And so somebody basically had to trigger a person to go into the car to start driving the car, and that's why it was sitting there for so long.
From like the Philippines, I believe.
Yeah. They say it's all in the Philippines.
It would be nice if they would hire Americans for American roads.
It
right?
would be nice. You would think they would.
And again, here in Austin, in Texas, all of Texas towns. I know Houston, being from Houston, I should have put a clip of what a real flooding is in Houston, like during Harvey. I don't know if you find some clip like that while I'm talking about this, and I'll play the next clip. The next clip shows you a little bit kind of like what pre-flash flood. Right now, there's a big project in Austin going on where they're building an aqueduct because we get these monsoon floods between 10 and 20 years. We will get these floods that'll rain for like a week straight. When it rains for a week straight, that's what you call a freaking flood. It's absolutely nuts. Probably click on the link. This is by Maria Orrick. She took the footage. So overpasses are very dangerous. Or underpasses, I mean. Underpasses is where you have the first flooding. That's not bad. I mean, I'm telling you, when I moved here, we had those like every 15, 20 year torrential floods. And it was crazy. Some of the water almost got up to the apartments that were built on Riverside, right here, Riverside and Lady Bird Lake. The water got almost as high as those apartments on the first floor. I think some of those apartments actually got some flooding. But it's absolutely wild because people don't realize, man, flash flood is flash flood. If you move here from California, North California, and New York, like flash flood is flash flood. It really goes like big time. But just be careful. Have common sense, guys. Like, unless you're in like a huge lifted truck, don't go over that water. And even if you do, you only take, I think with water, the fixes of water, now that I'm a physicist, for how much inches of water, the force that, because it's pushing all the way across everything touching it. That's why you get people that go into like rushing water. Russian water is not the same as like still water. If it's still water, you don't have all that force pushing against you. So when you do like river crossings, creeks, waterways, those roads is when you're like, yo, if it's 5 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches of water, don't go. Moving on. What do we got? All right. So this is
favorite late night spots to eat. First is Las Amazonas. They're definitely known for having the best tacos.
Sierra Sarah. So this is who she comes right now. She talks about a lot of the
Sometimes it feels like nothing in Austin is
There you go.
open late except for fast food. Here are my 3 favorite late night spots to eat. First is Las Amazonas. They're definitely known for having the best tacos in Austin. Everything there is super fresh. It does fill up after 11 p.m., but it's really fast. It definitely makes me feel like I'm not eating late night slop. All right, second is kind of tropical. It's like a really laid-back bar with a big patio.
I've
My
never
favorite
been to
is
Soho.
the
Have you been to
shrimp
Soho?
on like a herby jasmine
I've heard
coconut
about it.
rice with like fresh herbs and pickled onions. Now that is a real dinner. They also have
It's one of the
vegetarian and
places that are
gluten-free
open late.
options. Really, really good. Third is Soha. They're open
Yo,
till 2
Eastside Kings was really good. The guy opened up another Eastside King restaurant, and he got into guys, when it comes to domestic disputes, like things happen. But the guy got crucified because I guess him and his wife got physical. She called the cops, just like she should. And it's never good to put your hands on your partner. It's just another line of disrespect, But again, it's their business, and who knows what happened after. But she ended up wanting divorce, and it just ruined his whole reputation, and he had to close down that restaurant. But I love Eastside King, still support him. The owner, which I'm not going to say his name because, no reason to say his name, is Eastside Kings. Go there. They got a location in Austin Domain, I believe, still. So we'll figure that out if it's still open. But yeah, kind of tropical, Eastside Kings. And what was the first one? She put it in the comments or what?
It feels like nothing in Austin is open late except for fast food. Here are my 3 favorite late night spots to eat. First is Las Amazonas.
Las Amazonas. You can stop it. Las Amazonas. I believe it is in way north Lamar before. My God, I can't believe I forgot. I used to live around there. I can't remember. I forgot. Jeez. You know how it is. You got to make room for the new stuff and forget some of the old stuff. But it's in North Lamar, past like Austin, or before Austin's like I guess Chinatown. It's like a Asian complex area where they have a bunch of stores and restaurants, which you guys should check out. Austin has like 2 predominantly like Asian, I guess districts sort of. But yeah, Austin represents America because America's the best. So, local news are done. Remember, give me a shout out. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all of that. We've lost one of our few affordable now. I guess it's up to Frontiers to bear the weight. Maybe Frontier can lock up their game and actually be a good quality affordability commuter airline. Don't forget, Spirit and Frontier were built to be commuter airlines that were never meant to be flying you across the world because their seats don't recline and they cut costs by not having expensive seats. Which if you're taking a trip to another country 5-6 hours away, even longer across the world, you're not going to be happy.
It just airlines doesn't seem like a thing you want to cut corners on.
Bro, affordability. Everybody should be able to afford their travel. I think, and this is a hot take, Benji. Tell me, Benji used to be a teacher.
Yeah.
I personally think that something that would enrich every American, especially if you've gone through the proper works and the hardship to become an American, if after high school the government would just give you $500 to spend on a trip to
I like that
American
idea.
friendly countries
Yeah.
from a list, and you could either
Like
can't
our
afford
allies,
it,
basically.
you can't even afford it. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. If you can, and if you want to spend more to go like to other countries and that they approve, it would really enrich American culture because people would realize how privileged and blessed we are. Most Americans don't have any idea what real poverty is. They just see our poverty in America and they're like, oh, this is so bad. But in reality, I've seen real poverty, and real poverty is not pretty and it's not fun and it tugs at your heartstrings. But, most are going to be poor in America anyways because, 50-year mortgages on a home is ridiculous and nobody can afford a house. Something else they should really work on before we work on anything else. But yeah, we lost Spirit Airlines. So we're going to take a moment and make sure the sound's going. We're going to take a moment and watch what we lost culturally. I used to love flying on Spirit Airlines. I would do push-ups before my flight to make sure that I was ready for the next interaction that I might have to have. And I think a lot of these clips were, sadly enough, right after COVID ended.
Yeah, look at the girl drinking the tequila.
Because she had to throw it away.
Yep.
Too big. Okay, they played that one already. Yes, you are. Yeah, I mean, it's sad because we're going to lose a commuter airline, cheap, affordable flight, which...
But it was already falling apart. I remember the one time that I used it, they canceled my flight, ruined my whole trip.
Interesting fact, our friend Joe said that companies with yellow logos tend to file for bankruptcy much quicker than any other company.
There's a reason for that too, because usually discount companies are yellow. And look at them. There's a lot of them, like Hertz.
I mean, you got a balance
McDonald's.
of discount and quality, right? When you do discount and quality, there's a balance. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Let me take a sip of my Kool-Aid.
But yeah, RIP.
RIP, cheap, affordable travel. If you didn't mind your back hurting after 3 hours or even an hour, in my case.
Or just canceled flights. That's what I could.
Or my favorite was to take the gamble on if they were going to charge you for the bag or not.
Yeah, they charge for everything else.
No, but again, sometimes, do you think the staff cares? They're not going to care. They're going to be like, yo, whatever, just go in with your bag. I don't know. I'm not going to check if you paid or not. Yeah, it was crazy. I think they were caught in a fiasco once. Some employees, they were telling people you didn't pay for a bag, and they were like, okay, give us half the money on and they had like a whole racket, dude.
They were doing a side hustle. That's like when I used to work at the UT games.
Maybe that's why they went broke.
Yeah, probably. That seems like a good job to like have a side hustle at.
I wonder who was the one that reported that, because I know it was on the flyers being like, oh, I'll just pay half. Here you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we lost a great one. We'll see what happens. Somebody's going to take that client list and they're going to buy their planes. They'll strip the company, buy their planes, their facilities, buy everything. And, we'll see how this moves on. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a SpaceX airline. Because Elon don't care. Elon's probably from another planet anyways.
Oh, Elon.
Yo, Elon. Hopefully he's not one of the lizard ones. I heard those other ones that eat people.
Yeah. Very scary.
The lizard people. They're the ones that live underground and eat people, apparently. But yeah, moving on. What do we got, Benji? Let's see. Let's move right along. On the list over here. Boom. All right, let me read the title first. Oh, the co-creator. You fixed it for me. Thank you. The co-creator of Cartoon Network, Ted Turner. I think he was one of the founders. Obviously, he's a co-creator. Or do you think he was? I guess I don't know. They put him here as a founder, but he was probably just.
He was the main guy. His story was he owned a television station it was the first of its kind that could go nationally, and you have anything on the channel all the time.
So like a public access, but with
it was before the internet, so it was the first time that you could just be on all the airwaves and it was the early technology of that.
Yo, we should find a clip of that,
call it
of those early
Superstation.
clips. Maybe that's for another time. When we talk about freedom, we'll do like a freedom episode, and we'll use examples on when we had different mediums.
Yeah.
Probably mostly doing the 80s used to be live. I'm sorry, guys. Like the 80s, there were not as much regulations.
That was a lot of it because Reagan didn't regulate.
But again, you know how it is. Americans have been proven to have been brainwashed to sacrifice their freedoms for the idea of safety.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not that you're safe or safer. It's the idea that you think you are, and it makes you feel warm and cuddly. But how boring would life be if you had to feel warm and cuddly all the time, bro? Come on.
And it's just an illusion anyway.
Oh no, bro. It's so ridiculous. Everybody wants to be so babied and catered to. It's ridiculous. Yeah, to Turner, he had Johnny Bravo. I grew up with these. I love these. Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack was awesome. All these cartoons, just like back in early Nickelodeon, which I wanted to talk to you about that thing. I can't believe I forgot. Rocco's
something life.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Modern Life, yeah.
Was it? I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And he
I
was
missed that one. That was
he
a
was
little bit
a
after
phone worker, and just like
Yeah.
a lot of these early Nickelodeon cartoons, they had these like dark underlines.
Yeah.
And he was a
love
sexy girl phone operator.
Yeah.
And when you would
Stuff
watch
like
him
that.
at work and he'd be on the phone
hilarious.
talking, on the back it would say like, we can maybe pull up a photo of that.
Yeah.
It would say, be hot, be sexy, be nice, or something like that. And that was like the underlying thing that kids didn't even know about.
They didn't understand the reference.
I have their socks on. You want to see?
Nice. Yeah, do a little close up.
Little socks right here. Yeah, look at this one. That's I forgot what that character's name was. All right, tell me, and then I'll go to the other one. Keep it in the same angle. Okay, and then this one. This is Rocco himself. That was Rocco. Cartoons were awesome back then because they used to allow you with the storylines for kids to have to do critical thinking and think logically and think about common sense, because they would go and talk to their parents about it. But now everything is so propagandized that it's just, no, this is what you need to know. This is what right is. This is what good is. And it's like everything is relative to your perception. So I don't know.
Absolutely. And I love the cartoons from that period.
I firmly believe that that's why so many youngsters, even more and more, have a hard time with real life, because they don't watch the
They
same
haven't
quality
adjusted,
content.
Yeah.
Yo, Powerpuff Girls. Can we name them all? Buttercup, Bubbles. And we thought about this the other day, Sierra. Powerpuff Girl names. Tell me what the other one was.
Buttercup, Bubbles.
We had Samurai Jack. I mentioned Johnny Bravo, bro. Imagine a Johnny Bravo
Dexter's
now.
Laboratory.
Bro, but a Johnny Bravo now would get canceled so fast.
Yeah, totally.
Because he was all about looking like he was a Chad, the ultimate Chad. But he had game. He knew what's up. So he wouldn't play around. He just go flirt with the first girl, then work, go flirt with the next girl, then work, go first. And he would always land a baddie. And guys, if you don't go out and try, it's a numbers game, man. Just, for you young men, go out there and put yourself out there. Stop crying. Like, just do it.
Yeah, so that's Dexter, right? With the
on the left. I heard a new thing about Dexter. You're gonna like this, Benji. Ooh.
Yeah,
A lot of these really cool shows used to have very smart people that would write the scripts for them. And apparently Dexter had the tism. He was artistic. And he was artistic.
That tracks.
He was artistic, and he created the lab as his own way to cope with the fact that he wasn't being understood because he was so smart.
That makes perfect sense.
And the reason Dee Dee always ruined his plans or his create chaos and mayhem is because she would always try to connect with him.
Right.
And he would perceive her as just this very ignorant sister.
Yeah.
But really she was just being a loving, sweet sister and be like, what are you doing?
Right. But from his perspective, she was being annoying.
Yes, but dude, and then and apparently it was like that was the whole thing.
That was the whole idea of it. Yeah.
What else? Samurai Jack. A little bit about him. He was the most influential, man. He was badass. He was just all about honor, like a true samurai. Did we find the 3 names of the Powerpuff Girls? Blossom.
Blossom. Yeah, that's right.
Blossom. Sierra, which one do you think you are? You're Buttercup for sure. She's Buttercup. The green one.
She's the one with the green. Yeah.
Feral,
Yeah.
but cute.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. All right, so okay. You can grab at me later. Anyways, yeah. Shout out to Ted Turner. I wish we had a clip. We'll add a clip of his like original show that Benji was talking about in another episode for sure. We'll put that on the notes, Benji. All right. So last one but not least, before we get to my favorite part, which is living on a high note of sweetness and kindness, we have, what does it say? Oh, every Thursday at Mozart's. So we're easing into the feel good. Every Thursday, Sarah, we're going to go do this. Every Thursday at Mozart's, Mozart's is a coffee roaster, coffee shop that people go and do their like, what do you call it? We're going to have to find it. Oh, did you download that one? Damn. See, Benji's so smart. He downloads the clips so in case this happens where we have to actually play it off the clips. It's on your screen, Benji. It pops up on your screen. Think about you gotta, yeah, the other way. The thing about Mozart's is they're a roastery, and they apparently every Thursday during summer they're putting. I try to call to confirm because the clip says it's only like April. But because it's by the water, close to a dock, they attach screens to the dock, and you could either float. They have like, you could rent a float, so they have it set up. You could rent a float to be around their property and watch the movie, or you could rent a table and watch a movie from the table. But the screen is tied to the, what do you call it, to the pier or the dock, whatever. The Lake Austin is fire. So, yeah. It says that Austin's April's plans, but oh yeah, we could turn the sound off. We'll leave it on. It's in Spanish. Guys, we're trying to do some Spanish episodes soon. We'll see. Look how cool that is. Oh, I think you could just float there. You don't even have to pay for it. You could just float. But yeah, this is really cool. Another thing to do in Austin.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Austin needs to have a bunch of little cool artistic things to do. I think like, the businesses now, when you create the real estate that's so expensive, it's hard for them to take risk on certain things. And I think that's the reason kind of what happens with stagnation, where it's just like, no, we got to have these like microgreens on our meals. But yeah, Mozart's, check it out. Should be fun. But yeah, there you go, guys. That's pretty much the full IggyThaMan for the most part. Now we're going to end with 2 clips. Janis Joplin and Raquel Welch. Before we play it, Benji, Raquel Welch. What is that? Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on, guys. Let's backtrack a little bit. I apologize. Something very interesting happening around the Texas area and probably spreading everywhere worse. There's a tick. This tick, if you get bit by it, you will become allergic to beef.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy, but thank God we have wonderful people like Bill Gates buying all this farmland, because I'm sure he's gonna make sure we have enough Beyond Meat to, make up for the disaster. But that's just too convenient. Too convenient. Not saying nothing about that, but to tie them together at all, right? Because we don't do that here. But the fact that this can happen, and if it happens, I would hate to live being a Texan, American, Puerto Rican, most of all. I would be heartbreaking if I became allergic to eating beef. But let's listen to this gentleman's experience when getting bit by his tick.
I remember waking up in the middle of the night and feeling just really weird. Got up, felt lightheaded, felt like I was going to fall over, and then eventually, I was covered in hives. I went straight to the emergency room, and they just said, looks like an allergic reaction of some sort, and prescribed me an EpiPen and sent me on my way.
You were just on camera.
I was frustrated. I was scared. I didn't really understand what was going on, and there was nothing obvious that we could.
Yo, breaking up in hives is
point
like
to.
the scariest
They
stuff. 'cause
recommended
you have to
seeing an
figure out
allergist.
what you ate or what
Nothing
happened,
came
and
up.
hopefully
I
you don't
felt
have
like it
a
was
severe
happening all the
allergic reaction.
time. I got to the point where I would go
Yeah, I
to
got
the
really allergic
emergency
to
room,
pizza
but
the other
not
day.
check in. I would just let them know, hey, I'm outside, just in case you see somebody fall over and pass out on that bench out there. That went on for months.
Months to be this sick?
I eventually saw another allergist, and she was like, well, there is this one thing that it could be, but you would have had to have been bit by a tick. And of course, I was like, all right, I get bit by ticks all the time. I camp a lot, I go out in the woods all the time, and
Mind you, the
always
weird
pulling
stuff
ticks off
is
of
that
myself.
they did the math of the cases because they record every case, obviously.
I had never heard of alpha-gal syndrome before. It's triggered by a Lone Star tick. They're pretty easy to
Lone Star
identify. They
tick,
have
that's
like a
here in
lighter mark
Texas?
on their back.
No, sir,
That's
tip,
a
my boy.
nightmare. That would be my nightmare.
It's in southern,
It's not
midwestern,
like
and
other common
mid-Atlantic
food
United
allergies
States, so it's
where
only
you
gonna
eat
spread
something and
everywhere.
you have a reaction almost right away.
But apparently,
The reaction is delayed from when you eat it. So that made it really hard to diagose because I wasn't associating
how
my
convenient
meal
that
with
these
the
rates
reaction.
of this disease started.
Turns out that to deal with
spreading
it, the solution
with the
was that
Green
you
Initiative.
essentially couldn't eat meat. Specifically, I can't
is
eat red
interesting.
meat. I
It's
can't
interesting.
eat pork.
Hey, I'm just saying it's
I can't eat
interesting, guys.
lamb. I can't
we're
eat
talking about common
poultry,
sense, you know?
seafood, shellfish. I can't eat regular
Oh, wow,
hot dogs
all
anymore,
meat.
but
That-
I
oh
can
my
enjoy
gosh.
a good turkey dog. At first, I did miss bacon.
I'd be
which is
heartbroken.
really delicious, but
I'll be heartbroken.
it's just something I can't eat anymore. I never used to take precautions against tick bites. They weren't really
Yo, this is
something
like,
that I ever gave a whole lot
This
of
is definitely
thought
from
to.
a medical company.
We do still go
'Cause
camping
they use
in the
those
same
chingles,
place,
you
but
know,
of course
dun, dun,
I
dun,
take
dun, dun.
precautions now. I think it can certainly help.
So you definitely want to use insect repellent.
There's always a little bit of risk, and I
Well,
always
but
have a little
then
bit of
now you have a-
concern
but then
that
you-
I accidentally
Dirtying
Which
up
is its own
nature.
thing. Yeah, which is
and
its
I'll have
own
a
thing.
reaction. Just something
Wear
that
long
you gotta
sleeves
be
and long
aware of
pants, I
make sure
guess,
that you're
until they
proactive
can
about.
put this a cap on this.
Or just make sure that you know, if you get bit by a tick, you or grab it.
Man.
I always check for ticks.
What is it? You know where you're supposed to check for ticks, where people don't check, right?
Yeah,
Spread them.
got to spread them.
Gotta spread them. So yeah, guys, kind of awful, but because I never leave you guys in a gloom sort of setup, we're gonna play our feel good clips. First clip, let's see. Hold on. The next clip we're gonna play is Janis Joplin. Benji, you want to tell us a little bit about Janis Joplin? She was one of the greats in the '70s, passed away along with Jimi Hendrix in that era.
Yeah, she was one of the best rock and roll female vocalists that ever lived. Played with Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix. Probably slept with all of them.
Bro, she had a lot of love to give, bro. She can be a free spirit.
Yep. Chris Christopherson.
Bro.
She covered Chris Christopherson's song.
She was great. Janis Joplin's listening to her. She was wild, bro. Loved her.
Bobby-
Like,
me
oh
and
my
Bobby
gosh,
McGill.
she was so good. And then this is who is the show? Dick
The Dick Cavett Show.
Cavett show. You know anything about that show?
Yeah, it was a great show. They'd had it was basically like a talk show, but it was before, everything was political. He was just kind of like, "Hey, I'm just up here talking," but he's clearly
Okay, be honest. Better than IggyThaMan show, or
it's not everything subpar to the IggyThaMan.
good answer, Benji. Good
Trick
answer.
question. No, but seriously, Dick Cavett's a fun. You can watch the old clips, and it's like a time capsule. There's a really good one where he interviewed John Lennon. They used that clip in Forrest Gump to make it look like Forrest Gump.
And what's great is it's like the '70s, right before
Yeah,
the
70s.
effects of hyper processed foods,
Yeah.
like were shown. You know,
Yeah, totally.
where everybody became like huge and not so healthy, and they needed things like
It was kind of the beginning of that, though, because it was like Mad Men in the 50s, and then the Mad Men, like the ad men, they were just pushing all this
sugar
yeah,
and fatty and like not
consumerism.
and it's not fatty because you have animal fat things that are fried in like beef tallow, but like everything's how to get fried in the oils, seed oils.
And you can see it in the commercials. When you watch the commercials on the Dick Cavett show, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there's a
That's
commercial for that.
crazy. We should do an episode on that.
Yeah, like
on
like a punch in on
American culture.
Yeah, 70s.
What is it called? How would you say? American culture.
consumerism.
Consumerism and
That's a great episode.
the psyop.
love it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Starting with, we could do a Mad Men clip.
Put it on another ideas. We got you so
I
far.
love it. But yeah, so, and then this was Janis Joplin and Raquel Welch, who was the biggest star at the time. She was like
Actress.
Yeah, she was like
model.
She'd be like our. I don't even want to say Sydney Sweeney, but she would be like supermodel, like a major actress that was beautiful. She was an Italian actress that kind of went
back in the day,
international.
Benji. And tell me if you think about this. My dad used to tell me this back when I was a kid. Back in the day, in order to be considered an artist, again, internet has helped us. Everybody has the potential of artistry. And you just got to find your medium in which you can project like that confidence of artistry and self-expression.
Yeah.
Wow. My brain just literally fried out after that. But back then you used to have to dance, sing, act, be beautiful. You used to have all these things. That's why the quality
you had to be talented. Now, ever since Kim Kardashian, now all you need is a video. All you need is a sex tape, and there you go. Now you're.
Don't even get me started on the, I don't know, societal. What is it? Societal degradation of what's considered admirable.
And I think it's people are pushing back against that. I think there's going to be a new push for. We want real stars, like talented people like Sabrina Carpenter who can act and sing.
That's happening in the podcast realm too.
Yeah, totally.
We talked about it with multiple people before we started IggyThaMan project. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. IggyThaMan, THA. And most content creators try to do it all on their own, and they bite more than they can chew, so then they get burnt out because they're trying to do it all there and all that. And again, you got to have a good community around you. You got to have solid friends.
You have to have your lane. You have to be good. You can try to be good at everything, but
don't try to please everybody. Be authentic. That's the number one thing that I think Benji explained to me, that he goes, you have to
yourself,
understand, and not even yourself, but understand what your message is. And I adore Benji for that. He always makes sure that he let me know, Iggy, always think, what is your goal? What is your message? And then you're trying to get out.
There's too many people just jump out there thinking, oh, I'll figure it out. I mean, that's one tactic. But that should be your goal the whole time. It's like, what is
consistency and perseverance are very important when you're trying to.
Yeah.
Everybody can get the word out. Everybody should be content creators and creating their own content. But you shouldn't do it just because, like, oh, I'm going to go be famous. You should do it because you want to, like, share.
And you want to better the world. It shouldn't just be, I just want to be famous. I want to help people. I want to say something, or something I need to say.
Something I want to say. It could be like a diary, your form of artistry. You just want to put your word out there because you don't know who else is sharing what you're sharing or feeling what you're feeling.
And that's kind of why I'm an artist.
Sophia, am I boring you? You're yawning? Are you fed up with daddy? Yeah? Okay. All right. We're almost done. But anyways, let's watch this show. This is back when like talent used to be real talent. Okay, my intro song way better. Janis Joplin, look at Janis Joplin, like
I love how he
eccentric.
And he has, he's like, I'm going to sit in the middle here.
Back when man used to be man, they'd be like, hey, let me sit in the middle. I want to be between both of you. I think it's also he wants to be next to the person he's interviewing.
Leering fools.
Oh, no.
And he didn't do that every time.
No, I mean...
I just said that.
No, I really can't feel that way because, I mean, you have to expect it if you're going to throw, if the studio's going to throw a big
talking about like what your dues are to the public as an artist and as a public figure.
I think everybody wants to be liked.
This is what I love, where she jumps in on it.
Janis Joplin was a badass.
You know what? Somebody said, listen, here are all these people, and they pulled me this way, and they said, say hello, and I started to pull up my hand like that, and somebody
Benji,
else
who's prettier?
This way, and I said, hey, wait a minute,
them or them, of either of them? No, not either of them.
Lifted and
or Ashley the girl.
Ashley the girl.
Every time.
Every time.
She might be on here again. We're talking with the lawyers again, trying to figure out if she actually wants to come on. Shout out to Ashley.
Same thing at concerts. The kids come up close and they just want to dance, and I've cops clubbing them away. And I said, no, man, they're friends of mine, you know. But
I like how they're vibing together, two of the women.
Because it's about a celebrity being
He's so good. He doesn't usually during this time, like the men talk show hosts would just jump in or say something. Like
but they're good at a conversation.
yeah,
Benji,
he just let them talk. Yeah.
again, shout out to my boy Benji. Benji always like every single episode, before and after. Now it's a lot easier now because he knows what the message is. So he's like,
Yeah, we've kind of honed it.
yeah, we honed it in. But before, when we were like, trying to figure things out, he would ask me at the end.
That was the discovery age. Stage.
And we're still discovering, but he would always ask me, he's
we're
like, hey,
rocking this,
what do you think could have been better?
Yeah.
How do you think you could have been better? What do you think you did? And he would guide me through the process of really, I guess my own,
Yeah, like your goals.
where to pick on my own in my own work.
Yeah.
You got to always put out the best you that you can be, personal life and anything you do publicly. Because
Absolutely.
remember the 3 selves. Shout out to my other episode. I forget which one that is. We have so many already. But that was a breath of fresh air, or fresh femininity right there, where they were both
Yeah,
very
two superstars.
feminine. They weren't like outrageous, like.
And very different. One, she's very like
But they both understood. They were
pretty
on,
girl, and then the other one's like the rock, like ultimate consummate rock star.
but I feel like they had respect for Dick Cavett.
Cavett,
so therefore, they knew what his show was about, and they were like, okay, we're going to let him do. And you told me that, where you're like, Iggy, you always have to be the one in control.
Yep, he was in control. He sat in the middle, but notice how he just shut up. He didn't interject. He was like, I have nothing to say. I'm going to let them talk.
I think he got in the middle on purpose just to kind of create, because they're so different
He didn't
in their
do that every time.
personalities.
Yeah.
They're so different in their personalities. So he's almost
Yeah.
like,
He saw that moment. That's a good interviewer. Yeah.
that's a very good.
And Jimmy
interview.
Fallon can do that too. I think Jimmy Fallon's the new Dick Cavett.
Jimmy Party Fallon. I heard he gets down.
Yeah. I've heard that too. Yeah.
So very nice, very beautiful ladies. Guys, look them up. Come on, back in the 70s. Come on, they were like great, amazing people. And, back when art was real art, I think, when it comes to like TV and celebrities. But we're going to leave you with the last. And I'm sorry that it's the last. Always have a blast. We'll try to make as many episodes as we can. Soon to be live stream. We're going to attempt our next live stream, I think Thursday or Wednesday. I can't remember. Hopefully Thursday. But, Benji can only do what he can do. But, guys, before I leave you with this one, a little bit of final thoughts. Bless you, Benji. Have common sense. And with common sense, don't let it limit you to think that having common sense is a bad thing. Because if you let common sense dictate your efforts at trying something new, putting yourself out there, if you're a guy talking to that girl, if you're a girl talking to that guy, like, have common sense. Be like, hey, if you really want something, go for it. And kind of leads to this next clip. This gentleman has no hands, obviously had that itch for artistry in music, and he didn't let anything stop him. And even though apparently this was like orchestrated for content reasons, his intro and the way he introduces himself, this gentleman with no arm, or half arms, no hands. Let's just say no hands. It's easier. He found an instrument that he could handle, and he didn't let his limitations. And he had common sense enough to say, I know there's got to be a way that I can do what I want to do. And he managed to do it. Don't be a victim. Don't be a victim of yourself or anybody else. Victimhood is a choice. So,
can I play with you? I have my flute.
Yeah, okay. What do you want to play?
Vivaldi?
Yes. Vivaldi?
Winter,
Winter? Okay.
I'm turning this up because this is amazing. I love that. Look at the talent. The guy has no hands. Look at that. Wait till he comes out. Oof, you guys are going to be blown away. Obviously, they knew they were going to do this, but they wanted to create like an emotion by showing up at a certain time. Bars, bro. Come on, look at that. I love that he's leading. You know, that's music you can feel.
Yeah, I like these little happenings when they film with everybody's reactions.
I guess it's considered flash mob. Like,
Yeah, kind of like that. And it's street performing. Kind of it's busking.
if you've never been to an orchestra, please go. It will enrich your culture and your whole way of being.
Absolutely. It's a great feel good.
Guys, seriously, on that note, let's live nice and high and emotional. Don't limit yourself. Don't tell people you can't do anything. Make sure that it's something that's going to be sustainable. And if you're lucky enough to create something that people find value in, that is the greatest luck of all. So, but without effort, the luck isn't going to help you any. So, thank you again, guys. Make sure to follow me, Rumble, TikTok, Instagram, all the means, soon to be on everything else. Thank you for being with me. One more episode. So we will see you again later.
Cool. Ow! It was a good episode.
Episode 19.